bodies I have in mind, and how they change to assume new shapes. I ask the help of the gods who know the trick. Change me, let me glimpse the secret and speak, better than I know how, of the world's birthing and the creation of all things, from the first to the very latest.
Before there was water and dry land, or even heaven and earth, nature was all the same, what we call chaos. With neither sun to shed its light, nor moon to wax or wane, nor earth hung in its atmosphere of air. If there was land or sea, there was no discernible shoreline, no way to walk on the one, or swim or sail in the other. There was neither reason nor order, until at last a god sparked, glowed, then shone like a beam of light to define heaven from earth and separate water from hard ground.
Began to behave. The sky displayed its array of stars in its constellation. A twinkling template of order. The sea upon which they shone quickened with fish, and the forests and the meadows of game, and in the air, with twittering birds, each order of creature settling into itself.
In paradise, it would seem, except one thing was lacking. Words.
And so, man was born. He was born that he might talk.
Avant qu'il y avait du dehors du terre sèche, où le ciel ou la terre en tout, nature était quelque chose qu'on s'appelle Chaos.
Mit weder Sonne oder Luft und Erde seine auf die Luftung an der Atmosphäre.
Nessa mora caminhar sulla una, und navigare un moitaro tanto.
Neither reason nor honor. Nothing. Just one big abomination.
Some say God perfected the world, creating of his divine substance the race of humans.
Others maintain that we came from the natural order of things.
But one way or another, people came. Erect, standing tall, with their faces set not to gaze down at the dirt beneath their feet, but upwards, towards the sky, in pride, or perhaps nostalgia. would you do with all the money in the world? What a question. I know what I do. You want to know what I do?
No.
Yeah.
No.
I'd never do laundry again. For sure.
That's it? That's the big dream?
Among other things.
Do you want to hear a little story?
About rich people?
Yes.
Always.
There once was a king named Midas. Net worth 100 billion.
Now, I'm not a greedy man, but it's a known fact, a proven fact, that money is a good thing, a necessary thing, a thing to be longed for. And why, yes, I do have a lot of it. But it wasn't always this way. The houses by the sea, the summer cottages, winter palaces, exotic furnishing. Honey, please, Daddy's talking. You see, it wasn't always like this. I came up from the poor, had to work hard all my life. Still do, mind you. You see, my father, he was a minor manufacturing somewhere. But I was born with a head for business. And it's always been as though everything I've touched has turned to gold. Turned to profit, I mean. Honey, please, run along. Now, you see this pool here? It costs a pretty penny, I can tell you. But all it takes is hard work, plain and simple. And well, those who haven't got it in them, what can anyone do, you know? They just haven't gotten it. Honey, please! Be still. Daddy is talking and you're driving me nuts. But you know, I never forget that I do it all for mine. It's all for, it's all for one's own family. Yes, that's it. One's own family, I mean. Not anyone else's, for God's sakes. You see, when I come home at midnight, 7 days a week, in the moments before I sleep, that is when I realize that family is what really matters. Yes, what is it?
So we have a problem?
Oh, hello, kid.
What should we do?
Nice place.
Execute him? No need, no need. I've certainly been 3 sheets to the wind in my day.
3 sheets to the wind?
Yes.
Kid, what are you talking about? I'm all rolled up here.
Why, even last week at the feast.
King, let me tell you something. You know what?
No, what?
Let me tell you.
Yes, all right.
Let me tell you.
All right then, go on.
I have been all over the world.
Oh, have you?
Yes! I'm lost now, but I have been. All over the place.
Well, how fascinating for you, but I really must be going.
No way, King. Hold it. There's a place beyond this one.
Asia.
Further.
It's Africa.
No, further. Over the ocean. I've been there.
Fascinating.
It's like a dream. I'm telling you that in this place, they see each other. And they live without desire of any kind. And so time? There's no time. Just a blue sky above with a pretty moon at night, and they have the meadows under their feet with yellow flowers. It's real.
Dad, yes, this has been most entertaining, but really, I must be going.
And the people, they live forever.
What?
Yeah, they live forever. Never.
Friend, what is this secret to eternal life? Huh? Is it, some herb that you have? Something in the air? Something I can distill? Yeah. Is it, some formula? Is it, what is it? Some formula. Is it an animal? Even better if it's an animal. But don't you worry, though. You'll get your cut. Yes? Yes?
Is that your daughter?
Honey, get out of here already!
My king, you are rich indeed. Beautiful. Very nice.
Yes. Thank you. But what is the secret?
Oh!
Yes, the secret.
All right. It's here.
Here.
Yeah, it's here.
What?
And here.
Heart. The inner life.
Yes!
What uselessness. All right then, off you go.
What? Okay.
Turn him over. Turn him over before he drowns. Midas! I see you have a follower. Okay, don't touch him! Take him outside. Now, I'm grateful that you didn't turn him away, Midas, and that you saw that he didn't drown in his conditions. So, I'd like to present you with a little gift. A gift? Yeah. Some ability. Minor miracle, maybe something to do with parties. Anything. Anything at all. You promise? Of course. Well then, grant me anything I touch, anything I put my hand to, will turn to gold. That's a really bad idea. Bad idea? It's a brilliant idea. Just think about it. Think about it. You think about it. You gave your oath, and for God's sake, follow through. All right.
And from that moment on, everything he touched turned into solid gold. He went out walking, and with every step, the gravel under his feet turned into golden nuggets. Delighted, he put his hands to branches and to flowers, and he had gold branches and flowers. All day long he experimented, almost insane with happiness, that the whole world could be his personal treasure. Late at night, he stumbled back into the courtyard, laden with precious gold. Papa!
No, no, no! No! Bacchus! Bacchus, please! Take this away!
Look, I can't.
What do you mean you can't? You must, please!
I'm sorry, I can't.
Bacchus, careful with the hands! I beg you, please!
Well, there is one way, Midas.
Yes, what is it?
Walk as far as the end of the world, and there you should find a pool of water in which when you wash your hands in it, there is a chance that everything will be restored.
Was that too sad for you? A little. All right, well, here's another. So,
Hey, get out of here! There once lived a king named Ceyx.
mad as his queen Alcyone, daughter of Aeolus, the master of the winds. Now these two adored each other and lived in a monotony of happiness. But nothing in this world is safe.
It isn't true.
You know it is. One day Alcyone had heard that sailors had ordered a ship to be made ready for a long and far-off sea voyage to visit a far-off oracle.
How can you leave me alone? I'll pine in your absence. Overland it's a long and arduous trip, but I'd still prefer that to a voyage by sea, which I fear for my father's winds are wild and savage. Do you think being his son-in-law you'll get some special treatment?
Alcyone.
No. Listen. If you die, my life is over and I will be cursed with every reluctant breath that I draw.
My love, I hate to choose between my journey and you, but how can I live this way? Stranded on shore, afraid, domesticated, diminished. A kind of lapdog.
Well, take me with you then, and we can meet the storms together, which I fear much less than to be left at home a widow.
Yeah, but in 2 months' time, I'll be back.
No, you won't. I mean, I fear you won't. No, I know you won't.
What's the matter with you, Alcyone? In 2 months' time, that short time, you can be brave and endure the trial of waiting.
She was hardly consoled. There were no more details left to be checked, no last-minute changes to make, and the men, arranged on their benches, were ready to row and go. He boarded and gave the sign. And then he turned away with her. She waved at him while a ribbon of black water widened between the ship and the shore. She gazed at him until he was no longer distinguishable, but she could still see the ship. And then she narrowed to the horizon and watched as it receded to a smaller and smaller object. And then the whole hull was gone, and only the sails remained. And then they too disappeared. She gazed still at the empty and desolate blue, and then went to her huge and vacant bedroom to lie on a huge bed and give herself over to weeping. Their vessel cleared the harbor and caught the freshening wind, which set the ringing to singing and the slapping against the spars. He ordered his rowers to ship their oars and the sailors to set yard and make sail. They made satisfactory progress all that day and had reached a point of no return, with as much of the water ahead as remained astern. But as the sun was sinking in the west, the water flew everywhere until now began to be speckled with white-capped waves sailors disliked. The weather, it was worse with every moment, for the winds were on the loose.
Reef the sails! Fill the water! Secure the spars!
But Poseidon and his henchmen had arrived. The rest was one enormous green catastrophe. The men, they had lost their belief in their captain, their courage, their nautical skill, and even their will to live as they wait for one's end. One weeps and groans aloud. Another no braver is silent, dumbstruck. One calls on the gods for mercy. Another curses his fate. And one says only one word.
Alcyone!
Again and again.
Alcyone!
Gods, hear my prayer. My body, it washes ashore.
This is the end of the world. Nothing left but the slow parade led by Hermes to the underworld.
Hey, you! Hey! Hey! Get up! Do you have a passport? This way. Come on, get up! Do you have a passport? This way. Hurry up! Do you have a passport? Do you have a passport? This way. Come on, get up!
My baby's gone home, and she left me to stay. Oh, I know my baby's gone. I still remember the day she went away. That was the day that she left me to stay. I know it's gone. Oh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 98, 99, 100. One, 2, 3, 4, 98, 99, 100.
Look at her, Iris. She's moved her vigil to the shore and now she's sleeping there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 98, 99, 100.
This can't go on forever. Go to the house of sleep and have him arrange a nighttime visitation. A dream to show Alcyone his soaring truth.